Well, Rags, how would you assess the season to date?
I think you've got to say it's been positive so far. I know we're on a bit of a sticky run at the moment, but on the whole, I think, we've done well. We're obviously where we are in the league, and yeah, we're just trying to look to get out this little sticky run we're on. But apart from, the last sort of 6-7 games, whatever it is, I think it's been a real positive season.
Going back to the start, I can imagine it was quite frustrating for you. What did it take from you to be able to come out on the other side and sort of power through that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the first time I'd sort of experienced that since I've been at this football club. But and to be fair, the boys then that were playing were doing great, so you can't really have any complaints, can you? So it's about just keeping yourself fit, keeping yourself ready, because things happen in the season. Unfortunately, Regan suffered a bad injury, which you never want to see. But at the same time, I needed to be ready to come in and play, and I made sure I kept myself ready all the time.
How do you sort of assess that period when you came back in? Did you sort of find it easy to adjust to sort of playing 90 minutes back to back again?
Yeah, I think fitness-wise it was completely fine. I always keep myself in good shape. Definitely the match practice though, you are lacking that a little bit. So I did feel a little bit rusty for maybe 1 or 2 games on that front, but then I think I settled in pretty quickly.
Now it's obviously, like you said, important to address the patch of form we're in right now. A couple of disappointing results recently. So what's it going to take to be able to turn it around?
I think we just can't overreact too much. We've gone through the games. We've seen where we went wrong and what we could do better. But there was a lot of stuff in them games that we hadn't really seen too much from us this season. So it's about just getting back into what we were doing when we were winning games essentially. And this is a good group. It's a good positive group. We're all together, and yeah, we're just looking to do that now.
John spoke about on Saturday about sort of how uncharacteristic that performance was compared to sort of the other bad results we have had, for example against Cheltenham, when the performance was there. So what do you think was missing from that Leyton Orient game in terms of our performance?
I felt it lacked a lot of energy that game for sure. I think we've prided ourselves this year on being full of energy. I mean, we've played some really nice football, but before that, you've got to get the basics of working hard, running, pressing, all them sorts of things. And I think we were just lacking a little bit of that at the weekend, which can happen. It can happen in games during the season, and all we've got to do now is turn that back on against Fleetwood at the weekend.
You've been here for around 5 years now. We've been through patches like this before. So what's important to remember as we look to get back to winning ways?
I think the positivity in the group is a big thing, because I think like you just said, with previous runs where we've gone on bad spells and they've sort of dragged on longer than they should have, I think the group got quite negative and quite down about it. But I mean, being in this week, obviously the boys are disappointed and we dissected the game, but then after that, the group was sort of back to how it has been, and just looking forward to the next game to pull it right.
As I said, 5 years, officially our longest serving player. How does this group of players compare to others in recent years?
Yeah, I've been quite fortunate. I've played with a lot of good players and good characters. I've been here, and this group's no different. This is a great group of lads. Probably is a bit more tightly knit this year than it has been in previous years, I would say, which definitely can help. I think you speak to anyone that gets promoted with any team, they always talk about how close and tight-knit the group is, and yeah, I think it's a real good group of lads here at the moment.
What's team spirit been like across the season, and how much of a contribution has that had to what's happened on the pitch?
It's big, I think you can see it. We've scored quite a few late winners and things this year, and you can see if you look at the celebrations, and you can see the togetherness in the team. And when things maybe don't go quite so well, you can see players aren't getting on each other's backs, they're supporting each other, and I think that helps individually players' performances, because to know you're not going to get slaughtered by your teammates. If you make a mistake, you can maybe take 1 or 2 more risks, and I think it's been really good.
It's coming up to 1 year since John was appointed. How have you found it working with him?
Yeah, been really good. I think I've been impressed. It's his first job as a head coach, and I think he's done really well. I've enjoyed working with him, and hopefully it continues that way.
And where we are now compared to where we were last year at this stage of the season, what does that say about this group of players and the management team?
Yeah, I think it's you could see it at the sort of back end of last year with the gaffer trying to get his ideas into the players, and I think that's carried over into this year, and I think especially apart from these last sort of few games, I think every fan maybe might have been a little bit surprised, but the players definitely weren't. This was our aim, to be near the top of the table for sure, and I think it's gone all right. Yeah.
Looking ahead to the weekend, how have Fleetwood preparations been?
Yeah, really good. We're no different to normal. We've had a little look at them already, and we will do more so over the next couple of days. And we only played them quite recently. A game we thought we should have won, but so we know their strengths, we know their weaknesses, and yeah, we'll be looking to exploit that.
I was going to say about that Fratton Park game. Can that help us in any way at all?
Yeah, definitely. I think I know they've got a new manager now, haven't they? But so it might be slightly different. But we know a lot of their players, not just from the game we've just played, but the boys that have been around this league for a while now have played against some of their players quite a lot. So we know their strengths and weaknesses, and we know we can exploit that.
Away tickets have sold out, which I think just epitomises how good the support has been this season, especially on the road. So how focused are you and the rest of the boys on putting on a performance to match such a great following?
Yeah, I think I've been here so long now that it's not that you take it for granted, but I'd expect the fans to sell out all these away games, because that's sort of always been the case since I've been here. The away sport's always been fantastic, and I think when you go all the way out to Fleetwood, it's not a little bit of pressure. It is a little bit of pressure, but I think the boys enjoy that pressure. They know they want to put on a good performance and get a win for them fans.
Just finally, I always ask about life off the pitch as well. I know you have a young family, so how are things on that side of life for you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. It's been coming up to a year now, so it's been amazing. Changed my life for sure.